How are we doing, everybody? Welcome back to the Show Network channel. I'm Ron Swanson, and like some days, right? It feels like I'm waking up in another dimension, and there's been an interesting series of events that's taken. Also, as well, I'm spring cleaning and changing the house around. It's a madness. So we're going to go through some things. And we're going to have a look at some timelines. We know how we like a timeline, right? We like a series of events. And at the center of it all, Mr. Schweppenstein himself. Now, I don't know if it's just me, right? But for the last, like, however many years, we've heard so much about this Epstein client list, right? Like, I'm not mad, okay? There was literally a folder. In fact, let me I'm pretty sure it was like a white folder. Yeah, there it is. Freaking it. This thing, right? So we have Trump coming into power, right? Him going on and on and on and on about this Epstein client list, going to expose it, this huge publicity stunt, if you will. Then we see this folder that you see on the screen. Then Elon Musk tweets out about how Trump isn't going to release them because he's apparently on them. Then that tweet gets taken down. And Virginia has been taken out the game. Like, are we seeing like one of the biggest rewritings of history ever? The key witness that made the whole case is currently having her legacy pulled apart by individuals online. She's no longer with us. Apparently, in fact, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the first series of events, and it is. Let me get this guy's name right. Chief Patel, okay? The current head honcho of the FBI, who weirdly went on Joe Rogan's podcast. And I say weirdly because what the hell is the head of the FBI doing going on a podcast? I interviewed ex-FBI agent a couple of weeks ago, and I had asked him, when have you ever heard of the acting, head honcho of the FBI or any letter agency going on a podcast or doing an interview? And he's like, it doesn't happen. He's like, this is the first time. And one second. Like, Kash Patel is on the Joe Rogan Experience. And during this, he publicly states that there is absolutely no evidence to support any foul play in Epstein's passing. He said it would have been impossible for anyone to have possibly facilitated anything involving an unaliving. Apparently, they're going to be releasing CCTV footage. Okay. Now, Apparently, Epstein wasn't going to blackmail anyone. Apparently, he was just a super cool guy. But the fact that they have now turned around and said, U.S. Justice Department finds no Epstein client list. What the hell was that then? Where's that? Where's that? All right. So, just in case, this is the guy we're talking about. The U.S. Department of Justice and the FBI have concluded that ex-offender Jeffrey Epstein did not have a so-called client list that could implicate high-profile associates. Definitely not. All right? Listen, just so you know, this is real. This is real. This is wild. Right? He did. Oh, Matt Lewis, it gets so much wilder. It gets so much wilder. I'm a bit ranty. Okay, so if I repeat some points, I'll try and make sure everything goes in order from here forth. Profile associates and that he did take his own. He had ended himself, contradicting the long-held conspiracy theories about the infamous case. While campaigning last year, President Donald Trump promised to release files relating to the yes, he did. There they are, right? I'm glad I'm not going mad. But since he returned to office in January, some of his supporters have grown frustrated with the administration's handling of the case and for failing to deliver new revelations. Oh, God, this is going to get so messy, right? This is going to get so messy. The issue reemerged earlier this year amid the public spat between Trump and his former advisor, Elon Musk. Just get ready for this. Epstein passed away in New York prison cell in 2019 as he awaited trial for the charges. His death was more than a decade after the conviction for soliciting a small person for horrible things. According to a 2-page Department of Justice, DOJ, and FBI memo, investigations found no incriminating list of clients and no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. So, yesterday we spoke about repeating factors in Hollywood. Let's just, for the sake of it, refer to it as the secret government, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, right? There seems to be this incredible ramping up of eradicating evidence that points towards this known secret. Diddy, he's nothing more than just a crazy party boy. Can't have any fingers pointing to anything RICO-based, because that would be involving dragging more people in, right? That would involve actually the FBI showing us what's on those tapes. Because, hey, if there's no client list, there's definitely no Diddy hard drives, right? It's like, it's completely fine to frame these individuals as sordid monsters. But the minute you start dragging in the possibility of a global conspiracy or a large network of individuals that want to prey on the most innocent. So does that mean probably, David, right? In fact, I would say, if anything, I would imagine that this elevates her to like Mother Teresa status, right? Where she'll be released and be considered some holy figure. Do you know what I'm saying? That's sarcasm, just so you know. Get Ryan Dawson on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ryan Dawson's probably imploding somewhere right now. In fact, he's probably taking a series of naps, hoping he'll wake up back in his reality after one of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Big shout out, Ryan Dawson. client lists used in both trials. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Yeah, mother. So, according to two, okay, investigators also released footage they say supports the medical examiner's conclusion that Epstein unalived by self-unaliving while being held in the Metropolitan Correction Center in New York. Some conspiracy theorists have suggested that Epstein was unalived to stop him from implicating government officials, celebrities, and other business tycoons involved in his crimes. FBI Director Kash Patel and his deputy Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino. That's a funky name. Had previously questioned the official narrative regarding Epstein's unaliving. Although since joining the Trump administration, both have acknowledged that Epstein unalived himself. The memos added that investigators did not uncover evidence that would predict an investigation against uncharged third parties. Did not uncover evidence that would precedent an investigation against uncharged third parties. This is crazy. The memo was met with disbelief from the supporters of Trump and his Make America Great Again movement. In a post, right-wing commentator Rogan O'Handley called this a shameful cover-up to protect the most heinous elites. Some have claimed the conclusion reached in the memo contradicted statements from the Attorney General Pam Bondi in a Fox News interview that aired in February. The DOJ may be releasing a list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? Bondi was asked on Fox, to which she replies, "It's sitting on my desk right now to review." Like, I freaking love corgis. I was just talking about corgis earlier today. A little brown dog. Like, I really want two of them, right? Because they're freaking badass. It's like someone's taken the head of a German Shepherd and slapped it on the body of a Jack Russell and then given it the legs of a wiener dog. It's freaking awesome. But they're useless. I mean, a dog's got to pay its rent. Do you know what I mean? It's got to at least provide security or something. It can't just be an adorable little living thing. Can't just be all that. Can't do that all day. Can't do it. This is not what we or the American people asked for and a complete disappointment. Conservative lawmaker Ann Paloma Luna wrote on X, "Just give us the information we asked for." I mean, what in the goddamn hell has been going on behind the scenes that in the same year, the prime suspect, the prime witness for the Jeffrey Epstein case, just unalives Gonzo, right? Then we have the ex-girlfriend of the person at the center of that case go on Piers Morgan like a ranting lunatic, waving around print-offs of pictures of Virginia and Prince Andrew, ranting about Israelis and trying to discredit her legacy. Now, there wasn't even any clients for these girls to meet, right? And keep in mind, this all began in a world where Virginia Giuffre can do an interview where she talks about the man formerly known as Prince sweating all over her, where then he subsequently goes on national television and declares, well, I had a periodically had a medical condition during that period of my life where I couldn't sweat. And everyone was just like this, num, 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 num. Oh, that is delicious. Num, 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 num. Just eating it up, mate. Right? So they realized, well, listen, if we can convince them all he didn't sweat, mate, right? Let's make the client list Kaiser Soze that shizness. Right? Now, obviously we've got Elon Musk, okay, Iron Man, all right, basically. Okay, if he was gonna if he was ever gonna create something to fight evil, he'd go Iron Man. I think he'd have to, right? So Elon Musk makes a tweet basically pointing the finger at Trump, saying, "Well, I've seen your name on those lists," or something like that. And then the tweet's removed. Dr. Pepper. Also, I got 24 5-liter bottles of water. 24 500ml bottles of water for £1. What? I feel like somewhere there's a food aid truck that got robbed. So Thomas, exactly, right? So let's just say, hang on 1 second, Thomas, let me just save us both from some legal issues. All right. Where are you, little rascal? Where are you? There you are. Oh, no. So as Thomas has pointed out, and I'll pull it up for everybody. Here you go. So Musk tweets Trump with Jeffrey Epstein post. Oh God, don't just give us the tweet, mate. This is too many words. This is too many words. So thank you very much, Wendy. Elon Musk and Trump feud returns. Ex-owner posts about Epstein list again after president calls American party ridiculous. So frickin' Elon, right, has been kicked out of the Trump party, right? See you later, pal. So he's now going to start my own party. Going to start I'll be honest with you, right? I don't think any of us really thought that a dude with money could just become the president, right? And hang on a second. Yeah. No, I am pretty full of myself, John. I am. I'm not gonna lie. It's part of my sort of my charm. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. It's like a full-bodied aroma. You know what I mean? Like a stout ale, like an 80 shilling, like a room temperature 80 shilling with a real spicy cheddar. You know what I'm saying? And a good whap of chutney on there. But yes, it's an astute observation. I mean, I am a YouTuber. It's kind of look at me. I'm a narcissist. Come, gather, listen to me call. Come. I appreciate you coming around. Like and subscribe, my G. In fact, everyone like and subscribe. Let's all have a little bit of liking and subscribing. And please give me a little bit of sharing. That would help a lot too. So, Elon turning around and saying that he wants to start his own party, naming Trump on the list. The leader of the FBI, going on to the Joe Rogan podcast, which felt very much. It felt very much like somebody had sat in a think tank somewhere, right? And went, how can we infiltrate and start to change narratives from the individuals in the world who've given up on the mainstream news? Those who are gathering on the internet, those who are searching for answers themselves. Well, you kind of jump into the Joe Rogan podcast. And during that podcast, I do believe it was when Elon had posted about Trump. And then that was when Kash Patel told Joe Rogan that there is absolutely no way that Epstein self-unalived himself. And now we've gone from individuals in Trump's administration saying they're on my desk waiting for review to non-existent. How are we meant to all sit here and swallow this down? it looks like I feel like something major has gone on behind the scenes. Okay, we've got, like I say, the key witness in all of this no longer with us. So isn't it very? Is it not awfully? Wait a minute. Is it not awfully convenient that the witness to all of this is no longer with us, and now the client list, which was, I imagine, at the center of a lot of what she was saying, no longer exists. Diddy is a swell guy, and like, what is going on? Justine, nice. But you see what I'm saying? Like, for me, it just seems like they've got us. Like, this is it. This is the final nail for us all. The final nail for us all, man. And I can't bring myself to even begin to figure out how to understand that they can push this out. How are we meant to trust anyone? You know, especially Trump. Like, I was a rooter for Trump. And there's this, I just don't know what to say about it all. And like I say, Elon going hard for his own political party. Trump obviously shooting it down. But I mean, we're talking about the man who wanted to build rockets and just built them, right? Like, if Trump plus as well, could you imagine, right, the memes that this man would be firing out during his campaign? What do you think? Would you think Elon could win? Do you think Elon could win? I honestly think Elon would have a very good shot at becoming president. I really do. Because honestly, I don't think he would give a flying fudgesicle. Do you know what I'm saying? I also think, though, he would have an accident real fast. You know, why can't he? Can you not be? Why can't he be president? Oh, don't say that, Uber. Oh no! Yeah, listen, you'll figure it out. He's freaking Elon, man. It's Elon. It's Elon. You'll figure it out. You'll figure something out. So yeah. I don't know. I think that's the worst possible time to make a spelling mistake when you're trying to be that condescending. Like, I don't know who Shauna is. Sorry, Stacy. Yeah, you can make things capital, but you can't come back from that one, mate. Like, you really can't. Just humble yourself. Just humble yourself, Stacy. This is where I co-host. You little rascal. So Donald Trump called Elon Musk's decision to start and bankroll a new U.S. political party ridiculous on Sunday. Well, listen, I think he could probably do that for fun, right? We're talking about Elon's minted. In fact, is he minted? Because I'll be honest with you, I learned something about how rich people make their money. And they don't actually have any money. They just have stocks and stuff. And if you have stocks and stuff, you're worth that amount of money, but you're not taxed on that money. It's a whole con system. We're getting screwed, right? We're getting screwed. I can't remember. I'm not smart enough to remember it all, but it goes something along the lines of stocks, value, borrow against the value of the stocks, which is technically money you've earned, but because it's a stock, you've not been taxed on it because it's not a physical money. But then you're then getting money lent against something that's not, I don't know. It's something about tax and money and borrowing stuff. Scamps. So the one thing third parties are good for is the creation of a complete and total disruption and chaos. Trump. Oh, hang on a second, I missed a bit. Third parties have never worked, so he can have fun with it, but I think it is ridiculous. The president told reporters traveling with him back to the White House from New Jersey from the golf club. He then elaborated at great length in a post on his social media platform, Truth Social. I forgot that had even started. Like, that's mad. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. I don't know. Is this it? Is this Donald Trump's social media? This can't be it. This can't be it. Has it not got like a little yellow logo with like Trump's head in it? I'm pretty sure it did. Either way, that's mad. Do you know how mad you have to be to just be the president and then start up your own version of Twitter? Like, what is the world right now? All right, I'm saddened to watch Elon Musk go completely off the rails, essentially becoming a train wreck over the past 5 weeks. The president wrote. Oh man. What is going to happen next? He even wants to start a third political party, despite the fact that they have never succeeded in the United States. The one thing third parties are good for is the creation and complete total destruction and chaos, Trump added. He then went on to claim that Musk was motivated by discontent over his plan to end subsidies to promote the purchase of electric vehicles. I mean, I think everybody's promoting the use of electric vehicles right now, right? I mean, that's kind of the big thing. It seems a bit obvious. I mean, I think they're sort of nodding towards that as a sort of, well, you know, just to remind you, he sells electric vehicles. I'm just saying, you know, it's crazy. Do you know what? Right? It's not even that it's just theater. Like, if this was a play, like, could you imagine, right? We're all in a play, okay? And for the first act, we've been building up to the Epstein files being released. And Act 2 opens, and they start with, they never existed, right? We'd all be like, this is it. That's what we'd be like. We'd be like, this it. That's what we'd be like. I'd be mad. We'd be like, nah, no. But this is reality, man. This is bonkersville. Earlier on Sunday, Trump's Treasury Secretary said Musk should focus on running his. Oh God. I feel like this is, if this one line hadn't, if Elon Musk starts all of this up and goes balls to the wall with this, it's because this one sentence was said. Like, if you're like the third richest man in the galaxy or whatever he is, right? He's close to that. And somebody says, again, no money, just crazy numbers on a screen somewhere. If someone says that to you, you're like, they won't take over the world. This guy came up with freaking PayPal, right? Sold it, started up the drilling on the boring company, brought out a flamethrower, kind of went viral a bit, made a mad battery, made a crazy car. Reality. Everyone leaves during Act 2. I'm telling you, man. I am telling you, the only people sticking around are the people that got to the bar first, okay? And we're like, right, okay, 3 pints of cider, 7 Jaeger bombs, and they're just having a good time. They're just having a good time. It's mainly just colorful lights at that stage for them, like a toddler. You know what I'm saying? Like when you put a toddler down for like a nap, and you put one of those like things with the projecty lights on and stuff. Basically that. The day after the richest person and the former White House advisor announced the formation of a new political party, the principle of Doge were very simple. I think you looked at it at the polling, Elon was not. Scott Bessent said on CNN's State of the Union, referring to the so-called Department of Government Efficiency that Musk temporarily headed after Trump's second presidency began in January. See, this is another thing. Like, I think maybe Trump thought Elon was just going to go along with this and just be like a mascot or something. Like, I think Elon really wanted to get his teeth stuck into some stuff. And, oh man, I don't know what's going to happen now. America is triggered, okay? The world is triggered. You literally made a massive folder and then put your name on the folder. It's right there, bro. Like, what is in here? I heard one person be like, it's the presidential Pokemon collection. That would make some sense. Like, I just don't get, like, how they think they can get away with this. And like I say, why do I even know who the goddamn chief of the FBI is? Like, I don't know about you, but if I was the chief of the FBI, I would consider myself a bit of a target for literally every terror organization in the world, right? I'm not saying live in fear. I'm saying it seems a bit mad to just go on the Joe Rogan podcast in your Under Armour top talking about how Epstein, like, couldn't possibly have done this. Couldn't have possibly been unalived. He done this to himself. Oh. So let me just grab some more headlines here. And again, there's no reason at all that we should be ever worried about Trump, his relations, Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, all of it. It's just madness. And of course, the man formerly known as Prince. So with Virginia out the way, right? The poster child for all of this gone. Now all of the clients she spoke of have evaporated into thin air. What the hell is next? Because are they just going to say then that all of these people, all of these young girls that Ghislaine was procuring were just for Epstein? Is that where we're going to go with this? And that there was no clients, absolutely no clients. I don't get this. I don't get this world anymore. This is what. Well, I do get it, right? But this is proper in our face. Like, usually, like, they'll invade a country for oil, right, and slip something like this in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not being funny, America, but you've got a pretty solid track record for being like, oh God, the president got what on her dress? The president got what on her dress? All right, okay, right. Well, let's back to Iraq. Yeah, all right, let's go. But this time they're just like, right, okay, listen, we can't just keep invading people. Let's do this without an invasion. And they've done it without an invasion. And like, what can we do? Like, what can people do? Like, what does the law say when a president says he has something, then what was the name of it? What the hell was the person? Hang on a second. It was the Department of Justice lady said that it was sat on her desk waiting for review. And again, absolutely no. Oh, Moonraker, you think it's a fake photo? I don't know. I looked at the episode with Piers Morgan where Lady Harvey done quite a good job of putting over evidence and breaking down why she thought this was a collage, effectively. And I mean, to me, it was pretty bang on. There's one or two oddities for me in the photo, right? First of all, is this shadow outline here? Like, why is it like solid black? You know? And down here, it's odd. It almost looks like when you add a drop shadow in Photoshop. You know? But other than that, the evidence that was put forward for why it was apparently fake, the height, the wallet, all this stuff, I debunked all of that. But I'll be honest with you, that one little thing, I don't know if it's enough for me. Also, I mean, I will say the hand's a bit mad as well, right? The hand is a bit mad, all right? But again, I've been looking at a lot of photographs over my life, and what's happening, Yelena? Taffy, that is pretty sick. Hang on a second. And thought some ex-FBI agent had copies of the videos hidden away. I'm assuming are you talking about the Epstein tapes, right? Yeah, I'm assuming you are. Obviously, that's what we're talking about. I think Sean said the guy now lives in Russia. So why hasn't he released these videos if he does have them? So I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I really hope it isn't something as stupid as man in Russia has a box of VHS tapes, okay, but can't figure out how to put them on the internet and is too scared to ask anyone for help. Because do you know how many major serial unaliver cases have been solved because the serial unaliver had a broken tail light, or like there was a routine traffic stop or something? Do you know how much dumb luck plays a part in stuff? And I would imagine there's a slight possibility that there could be a Russian dude with a bunch of VHS tapes and just like he's trying to shove them in the USB port. He's like, I tried to upload video, it not work. That was my Russian. So I can see that happening, but because I mean, if you've got the Epstein tapes and you're like in your late 70s hiding out in Russia, right? I can't imagine you'd be asking anybody for help with that. There must be hackers hacking them all the time. Yeah, there will be. I saw a really creepy video today of, I cable, right? And we're talking a standard USB cable tip like this. They cost $20,000, these cables. And as soon as you put this into charge in your device, inside the head of this cable is a tiny computer, a keystroke emulator, and a Wi-Fi built in. As soon as you plug it into your phone, your entire device is now being hijacked by the operator. They can inject code, they can copy keystrokes, they can take control of it all, and it happens instantly. It's crazy. It is crazy. And they're made by the American government for threat assessment testers to use, apparently. But the guy who was working for the government, who was talking about it on the podcast I was watching, his friends could make them for about $200. So it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why just be real careful what you're buying off places like Temu and Wish.com and all of that, because you would be pretty shocked to find out just how many tiny cameras and tracking devices and malware installers you can have inside like a mobile phone charging brick. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's proper crazy. So, okay, let's just recap for a second. So we have the Epstein case break wide open. How we doing, Paula? The Epstein case break wide open. And Virginia becomes the poster child. This image goes around the world. We are now stuck in a dance, a tit for tat, where Virginia tells her side. Andrew steps forward to tell his. Virginia remembers him sweating all over her. He declares that he cannot sweat. There's a huge settlement. Arrests are made. Epstein is no longer with us. And of course, Ghislaine gets sent to prison. Now, mythology and lore spreads and builds. I remember, right? And I kid you not, I remember when this whole case broke and the first Reddit dump happened of Epstein's address book, right? It was all the numbers, okay? And I phoned a bunch. This old lady picked up, and it was like some lord, somebody or other, and apparently he wouldn't come to the phone. But yeah, that was a fun day. So all this lore starts to build. Flight logs get leaked. We start seeing things. We have the previous huge big scandal involving ping pong places and delicious baked Italian breads with melted cheese conspiracies. And we started to see this public interest grow in the story of the in plain sight, the well-known secret, shall we say. Yeah, I think he did, actually, Helen. Yeah. That sounds like the sort of thing exactly the sort of thing that Sean would do. Like, he's a smart guy. You ever seen any of his lives where any of the context has got anything to do with stocks and shares, and he just goes off on one? That man's understanding of like stuff is wild, especially when it comes to the stocks and investing and understanding how money flows work and looking at how, like, there was he done a whole night, right, where he was doing a live stream about the people who were profiting from the Jeremy time and lockdown. And it was absolutely fascinating, but I felt like my brain had been battered silly. Like, if anyone ever went like to university and remembers like their university lectures, and you're trying to take it all in because you're super interested, but you reach points where you're like, I am clearly not smart enough for this. Okay, I'm gonna have to take some more notes. You know what I mean? It's fascinating though. You remember that live? Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. So, do you remember I started making predictions about Virginia. They all started to come to fruition. And I said that they want to destroy her legacy. They have to destroy what created her, which was her entire narrative, her story, the light she shed on all of this. And with her no longer around, like, the voice for these women, these victims, is gone. Because now, how can any other victims come forward other than to get justice from a dead, unalived man? How can any of them come forward? Because if they were to say, oh, well, there was X, Y, and Z, well, no, there wasn't, because there was no clients, right? Is that not the gist of this? Is that not what I'm getting? Is this not what is happening? Are we about to see some other huge breakthrough in this case that they're trying to get ahead of? Like, it feels like something's happening. Does anyone not feel that? Because this feels, to sort of say there's no client list feels like a desperate move. Did you see what I mean? It's like I've backed you into the corner, right? You've stolen something. You're literally holding it in your hand, backing it into the corner. You get to the corner and you put your hand behind your back and you say, it's gone now. That is what we're talking about, right? It's just like the Puff trial, more to come. I don't know. You ever heard of like conflict resolution, right? Where the person who's trying to mediate just takes the two parties into a room, lets them both discuss stuff, and then sends them on their way with the option for them to come back at a later date or whatever, and no one ever does, and things just get resolved. Well, I think this whole, oh, there's more to come, is a ploy on our mindsets, where we're so used to being told something's going to come because hope is great, but then life comes back into play, and then legal things are pushed back, and before you know it, you've just forgotten all of what was going on, you know, and something else crazy has happened. Oh my God, Katy Perry's in space and she looks mad, and you forget a whole bunch of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Also, what even was that Katy Perry? Like, did you see how mad she looked? Like, did you see her with that little flower? She is mad. I mean, like, not in like a dangerous mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Not like you don't have to lock up your daughters or your sons or daughters or anything. Like, she's not that mad. But like, if it wouldn't surprise me if at some point somebody was just pure camping deep in, like, I don't know, the redwood forest of America, and they just find a disheveled Katy Perry standing on a log somewhere, just staring off into the freaking distance, man. That would not surprise me at all. Girl got issues. So we've now got the key witness no longer here. We've got this underlying tone of what's going on. Is this a panic move? Well, see, Gordon, here's the thing, right? Distractions. I talked about this earlier. America's sort of forte is they would usually invade somebody, right? And then take away the Epstein list, because we're all too busy looking at who's getting invaded, right? Sorry, not invaded, liberated. So, like, you remember what happened with what's his name and Lewinsky, right? Like, potential scandal, better go jump back into Iraq. You know, they do like a bit of a distraction, okay? They do, all right? And that's okay. I mean, do your thing, America. Okay, we've clocked on, you know, the internet is way too fast now, mate. So it surprises me that maybe Trump was expecting something to happen with Iran and Israel a bit more. I don't know. Also, what's going on over there? How come, like, 1 minute they were battering the hell out of each other, and the next minute there's just nothing being reported on? That worries me. That worries me a lot. America. That worries me a lot. But is this a panic move? Because I feel like this is dumb. This is a dumb move. This is an absolute dumb move. Now let me just go back to some headlines, because I'm still waiting for one headline to be like, gotcha, we're just kidding, we're a bunch of rascals. But it's the same everywhere. How? How though? They're all backpedaling, man. Why? Why? I mean, why? I mean, we cannot be sitting here. None of us obviously are sitting here going, oh yes, maybe that is the truth, right? In fact, you know what? Can I just please put a 1 in the side chat if you definitely remember a client list. Put a 2 in the side chat if you totally agree there's no client list. 1, you believe there's a client list. 2, you do not believe there's a client list. And I'm going to get a Dr. Pepper from the fridge. You've got about 15 seconds. You got this. It's the something. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right. So how is this okay? Like, there's no client list. There's no client list. There's just a book of clients. Technically, it's not a list, okay? Listen, freebie, listen, there's a lot of things, right, that people can choose to destroy themselves with, okay? But Dr. Pepper is sadly, it's my choice of poison, all right? My choice of poison, and I'm all right with it. I'm okay. I've made peace with it, all right? Plus, sugar is awesome. So what do you think this is possibly a panic move? Do you think there's something that's going on behind the scenes that they're trying to get ahead of? What do you think? Put a 1 for yes, this seems like a panic move. Put 2, no, it doesn't. Put 3 if you're unsure. Because I don't really know what is the point I'm trying to get at. Sugar is mana. Yes. That is going on a hoodie, right? Okay. If anybody says that Aerostar came up with that and then I stole it, it's totally true. In fact, I put it in the small print on the design. This was said in side chat and stolen shamelessly by the creator. Sugar is mana, man. That is the one. I bet it's not. I bet you stole that from somewhere, right? I'm going to put in small brackets. He probably store it. They probably store it too. I can't even speak. Store it. Jesus. So it feels like a panic move, unsure. Yeah, unsure. Or Trump is on the list. Well, I mean, that's kind of what Elon was alluding to, shall we say. Nash said he had seen the list. Oh man, this is going to be a spicy year because I'm not going to lie to you. This is a lot like when you watch one of those movies and it's like 200 years in the future and like there's a crazy corrupt government that's completely in power, but none of the population can see it because they're all just so happy to be safe from whatever mad nonsense has been made up as a threat. Life was a lot simpler yesterday when we were just watching Sean Connery give that talk about how he thought it was completely appropriate to slap a woman in the face with an open hand. Like those were simpler times. Do you know what I mean? Now we live in a world where the Epstein client list just disappears and we were all just meant to sit here and accept it and take it. We haven't even been given the courtesy of a war to distract us with. Like, what? God damn it. Like, maybe Lady Harvey's right. Maybe it is the Israelis. I don't know. Maybe that, I mean, like, come on. Like, come on. They managed to put the pagers, they put bombs in pagers, right? Right. Whoa, listen. Wait for it. Wait for it. Disappearing ink. Okay. Maybe by the time the FBI got the list, the ink had vanished. Rascals. Little pager exploding rascals. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm onto something here. If I wake up tomorrow, if I don't wake up tomorrow, you know where we're onto something. Okay. Tell my story. Also, I feel like, right, there's a story going on in the background here. I'm sorry. So I feel like this guy here had went on a date with this woman here and never called her back. And like, she's clocked him, but he's also clocked her, and he is making damn sure he does not make eye contact with her. And she's like, is that Larry? Is that Larry over there? He never called me back. And Larry ain't having none of this at all. I'm just pointing that out now. It's a different time, ladies and gentlemen. It's a different time. It's a shoulder pads and hairspray era. Yeah. I wonder where you... No, Mary. No. That's a bad Mary. That's a bad Mary. No. No. It would be in a worse situation. Okay? Like, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That fella on the left is Moonraker in the chat, Ron. I don't know who Moonraker is. Is there someone in here called Moonraker? I don't think that's going to be somebody in the side chat who's in this picture. Okay. I would love to think it is. Okay. But it's been a long day for Ron today. Oh man, if Kamala was in power, right, there would be absolutely... Epstein wouldn't have existed, right? Diddy would be acquitted 100%. Vice President Diddy, that's all I'm saying. Moonraker was a Bond movie, I do believe. Moonraker was the spaceship, right? Was it not? Or something. I don't think Moonraker was a baddie, if you know what I mean. But there was definitely... Moonraker was definitely a Bond film, though. But I don't think Moonraker was the name of the baddie. I don't know why I keep saying the same thing over and over again. I don't know why I keep doing that. So, yeah, this whole situation just makes no sense. It makes no sense. Yeah, Moonraker is the space one. I really loved the villain Jaws from James Bond growing up. Yeah, I really want metal teeth like that. Like there's a guy out in the desert somewhere that trains all of the crazy dogs for the American elite special forces, and all the dogs have had their front section of their teeth all replaced with titanium teeth and titanium canines, and these teeth will wreck you. Okay, like wreck you. I would love that. Like that it would just be so kick. And that's how a teeth should be, right? That's all I'm saying. Why do they make teeth and then connect them to like nerves that go into your ears and your brain and that? Like low key, I don't need it to be that painful that I need to go to the dentist. Like, it doesn't need, you don't need, like, dial it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, dial it back. You know what I'm saying? If I break a bone, it shouldn't hurt less than toothache. You know what I mean? Like, relax. Was Jaws not in Superman? I don't know. But Jaws was the guy with the big metal mouth in James Bond. He bit through the cable car wire. I believe it was the James Bond with the pure big mad, like, mole on his face. Richard Gere, not Richard Gere, none of those things. But the guy, what was his name? What was the actor? Somebody will tell me. Yeah, he was a big dude. And then he fell in love with like the little nerdy blonde haired girl. Do you know what I mean? And then like ran off and tried to be a nice guy. Right, let's go back to Richard Keel. Oh, whoa. Richard Keel? Who the hell is Richard Keel? Is that the guy who played Jaws? Because if so, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guy who played James Bond. I can't remember. Richard Gere? It's not, why do I keep saying Richard Gere? It's not Richard Gere. Anyway, no one cares. That's no why anyone's here. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say on this. I really don't. I mean, we know for a fact if Elon suddenly blows up in one of his factories or one of his production lines or whatever, we'll know what's going on. Also, who are all these freaking Gomers? There's multiple copies. Who's that? Oh man, there's a good 12 minutes of content just ranting about this. This is, why have they got so many hats? There's a lot going on here. But that is Roger Moore, thank you. Also, Mickey Brad, thank you as well. Timothy Dalton. What? Timothy Dalton done like one freaking Bond movie, did he not? Or is Timothy Dalton the one that looked like... We're getting sidetracked here. Okay. We're getting sidetracked. All right. We're getting sidetracked. There's multiple copies of this. And they all have Trump's name on it. And they all have different positionings for this. Like this is the sort of thing that would drive me nuts. Like if I was the person making these folders, like I couldn't have all these things in different places. Like that would give me a migraine looking at that. Multiple copies of nothing. There's nothing to see here. Gordon, just so you know, Gordon, do me a favor. Do you see what you're seeing there? You see how you're seeing what you're seeing? You're not seeing it. All right? That's not actually, none of that is real. Okay? This is some Bernstein, Bears shizness that's going on here. Right? Nope, none of that. None of that, mate. Nah, it turns out he was just long play recording QVC for years. Just at Home Shopping Network. Home Shopping Network, no blackmail, okay? Virginia's bonkers, right? Who just made a collage, okay? Yeah, it's bonkers. It's completely bonkers. And we cannot sit here and say that there's not a connection to Patel going on to the Joe Rogan podcast and Elon Musk's tweets, the actions of the Trump administration, all of it. It's far beyond suspicious. It's far beyond anything that I can ever remember taking place so blatantly in front of everyone. All right. And we're not the ones that were making a big fuss about having something. We're not the ones that were making a big fuss about releasing a bunch of stuff because of how much stuff they'd already seen and be like, oh my God, we need to release this stuff. And now, yeah. Well, listen, it's not like I get what you're saying. If something's going to crack soon, I feel like we're getting ahead. I feel like the crack's happening, but they're just ahead of the crack. You know what I'm saying? You know when like you see a big, like in a movie where like the ice cracks. It's so satisfying. Ice cracking. It's a beautiful thing, right? Unless you're stood on the ice, then it's not fun. But I feel like they're trying to get ahead of something. I feel like I don't know. I'm tempted to say, right, that Virginia was maybe in touch with other survivors, and maybe there was something brewing that got her unalived. If she'd taken the money and just swanned off and disappeared, maybe that would have helped, but I just feel like there is a massive piece of this puzzle missing. And we all thought the missing puzzle was sitting in a white folder in a presidential party's office that we all could trust, right? I mean, I'll be honest with you. See, if it wasn't for the actual, but it's like, what even is real, right? Because now I'm thinking, what was that whole like Trump was like the whole pew-pewing at Trump, like everything now just seems ridiculous. It does. The whole situation with Trump just seems mad now. And I want to see Trump standing on stage telling his entire nation and the world that there was never a client list. I tell you what, how about this? If the president kicks off, right? If Trump goes absolutely bananas and is like, mate, do you mean this list? And just goes full Trump, right? Sweet. But it's not going to happen, is it? I bet it. Do you know what the really sad thing is? I bet you $1 billion shekels that we don't hear anything else about the client list until the re-election race starts. And even then, it'll be promises on a further investigation into the findings of the FBI. I'm calling it. You're going to hear that sentence said. I'm telling you. I don't think anyone would believe him either way. I don't know, man. You would hope that we all learn our lesson from this. But I mean, what even can we do? The system is impenetrable and being set up so that folk like you and I have to just go along with this. But when we're looking at tyranny, we're looking at cover-ups, we're looking at treason in some cases. Also, can you guys like and share if you just joined me? I would really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it. There should be an extra show today for me, but I have got to crack on with my house today. My dad is over from the good old US of A, and my brothers were over as well. And you know what? In fact, never mind. Anyway, my dad's over, and I want to get the place looking nice. It's been a weird day. as well. Like, it's been a weird week. Like, I feel like I'm this close to like flipping out, but like not flipping out in the traditional sense. Like, I don't know. I think we need to go ghost hunting, or we need to go like camping, or we need to go wandering about the city at night. It's getting close to the festival season too. I just need to. Do you feel a bit aggy? I don't feel a bit aggy, right? I feel a bit like, let's go outside, right? Let's go outside and do something, So there's some bits and bobs that I want to buy, that would facilitate some very interesting potential content locations. Yeah, let's do some ghost hunting. Yeah, we can do that. Ron falling into a boat. No. Ron doesn't fall very much when he's. Ron's actually a pretty good. After a few cervezas, shall we say? Chairs will take me out of the game, though. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I'll do Greyfriars. Greyfriars is super easy to do. So I actually looked out all the battery packs, and I've started getting the battery packs charged. I found the rechargeable lights, so they're all charging. I even have a second working camera, which is like another old phone. And it's got this crazy Steadicam feature. It does 4K and 60 frames a second with a Steadicam, and it is banging. So we'll have a camera set up, filming whatever it is we're doing, whilst I've got another camera live streaming. And then we've got the little dictaphone for recording EVPs. Then we've got the REM pod, and we've got Spirit Box, and we've got EMF stuff. I've got the digital EMF as well. It's sick. It actually plays like it doesn't play music, but it has beeps that goes off. It's got sound, which is sick. So I'm getting all that charged, and then I've got some cat balls, which are like the little lights that light up when you touch them. Yeah. I listen, you gotta understand, Ron's a bit, he's a bit like up himself in the spiritual realm. So if you think Ron's a bit up himself in this world, Ron does not suggest anyone goes ghost hunting the way that Ron goes ghost hunting. Okay, do not do it. It is not advised at all. Yeah, and keep in mind as well, all these people that were involved with Epstein were involved with Epstein. Kersey, Sean, I think he's away today, possibly. He does quite a lot of like public speaking and stuff like that. He may also be doing the right thing and just having a sleep. So yeah, I would like to see that, Ron. Well, look, Ron done a ghost hunt before, and like it's one of the maddest moments of my life. We're live on camera, live during the live stream. My meter is basically picked up and thrown to the side live on camera. It's mad. It's mad. And yeah, I'll link the footage into Discord for those who haven't seen it. But it's wild. And I love it. Gonna go live on TikTok for it. I don't think I've got enough subscribers on TikTok. You're welcome, Fred. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Mackenzie Poltergeist. Yeah, I'll show you guys a Mackenzie Poltergeist, because honestly, can we just all agree that we've discussed the hypocrisy of this? We're all disgusted, and like, how do we all move on from this now? How are we all meant to sit and watch Trump say anything now? how can we take it seriously? Do you know what I mean? How? You tell me how. How? And do you know what do you know what concerns me the most? Is gun-toting, hard-working America. Because if you take all the people that voted for Trump, right, and you imagine how many of them have cried over a broken heart today. I mean, you can't understand, like, this isn't the UK, right? This isn't the UK where people get a little bit excited about their party. This was the Trump fans, right? Like, they're passionate people. They are passionate people. You know, it's just sad. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the Trump fans bring out a Trump-specific flag just so they have a flag to burn in protest that isn't their own flag. Okay. In fact, I bet they start, what the hell is this, whatever his Truth social media network is, Truth flags, guaranteed. Wild, mad, crazy. I don't get it. You don't need 1,000 followers on it anymore. You just need to prove your ID. Yes. All right. Okay. I'll do that. Nice. I don't have TikTok. It's all right, Tracy. Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry. Ron's not super interested, but it would basically mean, Tracy, when I do a live stream like this, I've got another phone that's kind of here on a little stand, and I would do the live streams. And if I would do one on TikTok and one on Instagram, if I could. Do you know what I'm saying? But you wouldn't have to worry, Tracy. You will just find us here. Okay? My G. Yes. So yeah. You can go fuck. Yeah. There's no free speech on TikTok. There's no free speech anywhere. Oh no, Ron's not going to be going to TikTok for free speech. Don't be tuning into Ron on TikTok for free speech. Okay? That's all. That ain't what Ron's going there for. You just find Ron here. And yeah, I'm going to actually pull over all of the computers and see if I can reinstall them today and see if we can get one of the motherships running, because I just want, honestly, there's evenings where I just want, like, at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, what's happening, Wendy? I was like, we should all be gaming right now. Like, we should be doing something. Like, and again, I know we're all adults here. Ron's talking about gaming, but there's some pretty incredible story-driven horror games that pull you into incredible writing and awesome. Plus, you get to watch me absolutely pap myself, because I am not a fan of horror games. I'll play them if I'm streaming them, because I feel like if you guys are there, the monsters under the desk or that live behind the chair can't get me because I'm not alone. All right? But man, people that play those games by themselves, there's something wrong with them. Something wrong with you people who play those games. 100%. Now, members night this week, I'll get that posted over on my channel. We've got Wedger and a couple of the daily shows tomorrow. I may also be doing another episode of The Fray. I'm also going to try and get a little bit more balance of content on the two channels, so keep streaming for that. And what else? Don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long few days. I need to finish off this house. I started cutting the hedge as well. I think I'm probably 4,000 or 5,000 liters worth of trimmed hedge, and I'm probably 20% done. So proof of ID is annoying. Okay. Also created and staged. It took a long time. Oh, here we go. Terry on the Facebook. Sorry, Terry on the Facebook. Okay. Also created and staged. It took a long time to create Epstein. There was no list, no Epstein either. All current I like how you use the word shenanigans, Terry, okay, that are being symbolized in our news are symbolic of general crimes of the last 30 years. That is like mic drop, Terry. All right. Nice. Thank you for that. Big shout out to Terry and the other person on Facebook other than Terry. Yes, my G's. Now, make sure you guys are heading to the Sean Atwood channel and subscribing over here. We've got over 400 on Twitter right now. If you guys could 1 or 2 days a week just come and watch on YouTube, it would really mean the world. And make sure you guys subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Now, yeah, nah. I don't think any of you can comprehend my garden bush scenario. Like, it's beyond out of control. And I've realized now where I went wrong, and I'm not going to go wrong with it again. All right. We're trying to be an adult this year. I'm trying so hard to be an adult this year, as he says, with surrounded by Pokemon cards. But listen, that's fine. They're investment pieces. Okay. Also, I really want a nice watch. Okay. So I think I'm going to turn cardboard into a Rolex at some point this year. I can't wait. I'm going to take the cardboard, grade the cardboard, turn the cardboard into a Rolex. That's what we're going to do. I reckon I could probably go 5K, right? Strictly from cardboard, though. There's no way I'm going to save up 5K and buy a watch, but I could turn investment pieces into another investment piece. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, some of the cards are serious cards. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I've got an offer on 2 of them if they come back at a grade 10 at over $2,000. And that's just 2 bits of cardboard. There's tens of thousands of them. Like that shelf there, right? That shelf there, mad. That card there, mad. And that one there, mad. That one as well, mad. Those 3 cards there. That's probably close to another £3,000 there as well, probably, I would think. Crazy. So, yeah, we sell some of the cards. We turn it into the watches. That's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. But we want vintage. We want vintage. Pre-1970s anyway. 75 or less. We'll get there. We're waffling. It's nice to see you all, though. What else? Don't know. Don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, I've been watching, like, I just like the older ones. It's a good place to start as well in these things. Man, it's mad what some things cost. I just want to point out, like, if you're wearing, the equivalent of someone's entire mortgaged house on your wrist, fair play. I am not that guy. I can maybe wear, someone's high secondhand car. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's all right. I don't know with it. That's what I'm like. I got some old Pokey and Magic cards. Get them out, Wendy. Join the Discord. Send me photos of the cards in the binders. Let's make a deal. I don't think there's even any. Everything got put into the grading piles yesterday for getting sent off. So yeah. I'll keep you posted on my journey of turning cardboard into shiny things. They're not even in binders. Oh, God. What's my PC spec? So, listen, Charlie, I'm not going to lie. I genuinely... The one I'm on just now is it's a laptop. like an AMD Ryzen 7. It's all right. It's all right. It does the job, right? But over there, which you can't see, is the new mothership. And I may and or may not have resulted in needing to reinstall Windows. And there's two other pieces of it. The new mothership is badass. In fact, I can tell you the specs. Hang on a minute. I just need to go to Amazon and look at the bits I bought. I honestly can't remember. 1 minute. Okay. So it's, oh man, how many freaking lights have I bought this year? Too many lights. Dude, apparently I didn't buy a computer this year. I don't know why it's lying to me. Oh, no, wait, it wasn't this year, was it? It was the year before. Was it the year before? It must have been. Hang on. Now I'm having a conversation with myself. I don't even know why we're looking for this. Why have you made me do this? Why have you made me do this? We have to do it now. I mean, we've come this far. Like, okay. So we're looking at 64 gig of Corsair Vengeance RGB DDR5 RAM. Then what else we got? Come on. Come on. 1,000-watt Corsair power unit. Bunch of fans. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 360 edition 12 gigabyte DDR6 gaming graphics. Where's the motherboard? Ryzen 5 6-core 12-thread 38 megabyte 5.3 gigahertz processor. Oh yeah, Asus ROG Strix 8 B650 gaming motherboard. Nailed it. Nailed that spec breakdown, baby. So yeah, anyway, listen, I've waffled enough. My brain is completely lacking. I need to go and get the house finished off. I'm sorry the content is not as long as it should be today. Ron has been out of the house literally until about half an hour before he started this live. So I need to get this finished off. Then we'll be back to more content tomorrow. Obvious fake put out as double bluff. Well, yeah, but why? Like, why'd they do that though? You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems a bit messed up to waggle something like that in front of people and then be like, "Oh, no, it never existed, you crazy crazersons." It drives me nuts. Like, these are the things that make me want to go outside and like throw plates at the side of my own house. Just, you know. But look, I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm so sorry that we all have to deal with headlines like the FBI have told us that there is no FBI, there's no client list. It's nonsense. All right. Anyway, listen, I love you guys. I need to go and get some caffeine. Peace out, my G's. I'm Ron Swanson, as always. Be safe out there.